I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. On May 25th, 1824, Ann Arbor was officially recognized as a city. And now, 200 years later, its thriving downtown and world-class university have made it a destination in Michigan. Watch as people gather for the city's milestone birthday and celebrate the past and future.
Happy birthday, Ann Arbor.
Happy birthday, Ann Arbor.
Happy birthday, Ann Arbor.
People who really care about the community they call home, Ann Arbor.
Today is our 200th birthday, our bicentennial. This is just a great grassroots initiated and fantastic celebration of what this community is.
Primarily the thing that means the most to me are having the different speakers from 7 different community groups talk about what the bicentennial means to them.
Fun way to learn. Providing that community experience. It really, I think, highlights the way that there's a lot of civic engagement and focus in this town on, the bike lanes, on the public activities at the library. I think a lot of things with this town just really highlight the community and what it wants to give back to the people.
Safe place for everybody. Happy birthday, Ann Arbor.
We're famous for a great university, but also for our culture, for our food, for our music, and so much else.
All of these people that are speaking here today have been involved with the community, with historic preservation, with promoting the history of Ann Arbor.
There's so many wonderful stories about the people who gave so much to Ann Arbor. And for a large degree, many of them forgotten. And for me, it's important to validate their service to the Ann Arbor community by honoring them.
All the way back to 1824.
How often are you around for a centennial, let alone a bicentennial, or that distinct measure and mark of that passage of time and what it can mean to the people in the community?
Gonna have to get me some professional help.
This bicentennial celebration is hopefully, again, a rejuvenation of the spirit to learn more about that past.
Hearing from people about what they want for the future, as well as recognizing what has been done over the many years that the town has existed. I think it kind of really just highlights that recognition of living in the present, looking at the past, looking forward to the future, and not getting stuck on any one thing, but really experiencing it all together.
No matter it's the culture, the knowledge, or anything that you enjoy it, we have it all in here in Ann Arbor.
Every summer, Willow Run Airport hosts a must-see air show that leaves audiences in awe. Experience some of the high-flying action from the 2021 Thunder over Michigan Air Show next, and get amped for this year's aerial acrobatics on July 20th and 21st. Being a pilot representing our country takes discipline, perseverance, and is not for the faint of heart.
Growing up, I always wanted to join the military, kind of like my dad, and I always wanted to be a pilot, so combining the two led me to go into the Naval Academy. Fortunate enough to get a pilot slot. You always have a little bit of question, like, can I be successful doing this? And you just kind of roll the dice and dare for greatness.
When it comes to this type of flying experience, it's a new challenge for sure, and flying close together is not something we're used to or comfortable with. But I don't think you'd even apply to this team if you were fearful.
The U.S. Navy Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds work together to bring awe-inspiring maneuvers as they soar as fast as the speed of sound.
It is around-the-clock jet training in order to put on this demonstration safely and make it look second to none.
But honestly, we share so much in common. Julius is talking about the training. We basically have the exact same training. In fact, towards the end of our training season, we go out and visit them in El Centro to learn best practices, share war stories, if you will.
We're always looking to improve our processes, and being able to share our best practices and how we do things is invaluable to putting on the absolute best flight demonstration that we can, that both teams can do for the American public.
For more info or to purchase tickets, visit thunderovermichigan.org. Our four-legged friends love to get out of the house and enjoy a walk or run freely at our designated dog parks. Learn more about dog licensing and leash laws in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hello, I'm Rachel Weinberg with the Ann Arbor City Clerk's Office, here to talk about dog licenses. All dogs in the city of Ann Arbor must be licensed. Not only does licensing help in reuniting lost dogs with their owners, but it's also a state law. Did you know the City Council recently changed the dog license ordinance to coincide with state law? Now dog licenses are issued for either 1 or 3 years and will expire the month your dog is due for their next rabies shot. Licensing your dog in Ann Arbor is easy. To apply, you will need a copy of your dog's most recent rabies vaccine and proof of spay or neuter if applicable. You have 3 options for applying. Online at stream.a2gov.org, and we will mail your license. Download an application from the City Clerk website at a2gov.org and either mail it or drop it off in the convenient drop box at City Hall in the Ann Street vestibule, or apply in person. Make sure to check the city website to ensure we're open before you make a trip. Also, please adhere to the City of Ann Arbor leash law and remember to leash your dog in any place other than in your yard or at a designated off-leash dog park.
The Ann Arbor Summer Festival is the start of season of fun in Washtenaw County. Since 1984, A2SF has been providing music and entertainment of all kinds, hosting some major names in the entertainment industry like Aretha Franklin, Chris Isaak, and John Waters, just to name a few. And this year, per usual, has plenty of must-see acts and family fun. Joining me is James Carter, Associate Director for the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. Welcome to the show, James.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You know, James, you have like a unique perspective of the Ann Arbor Summer Festival because you're privy to inside scoop and keeping the wheels turning every year. Do you have anything that you're excited about for the 2024 festival?
Oh gosh, I'm so excited about many things for the festival this season. We have, as always, I love to say that we feature the best of Ann Arbor and people who are just getting their start. Sometimes we have high school students out there doing their first gig, and then all the way up to Grammy and Tony Award nominated musicians and artists. And this year is no different. We have the Neutral Zone is going to be in our tent on one of the nights at the Annex tent. And very excited that on June 26th, they'll be there. It's Teens Are All Right, live music from A2 Neutral Zone with the Neutral Zone. And then on the 17th of June, we've got Gregory Alan Isaacoff, who we're co-presenting with the ARC this year. It's a huge show at Hill Auditorium, and we're really excited about it. I think we have only about 300 tickets left. So
Wow.
You better get in on it if you want to get tickets to that. And then finally, opening weekend at Top of the Park is going to be huge, where we have 3 days of trampoline performances by this group called Kick-Ass. They're out of Montreal, and they are a really, really unique show where they're bringing in a food truck, and that food truck is designed so that they can jump in front of it, on top of it, in it, around it, and then afterwards they're going to be serving Unity Vibrations kombucha and some popcorn from their food truck. So it'll be a really fun opening weekend on the 14th, 15th, and 16th this year.
I just love the spectacles that you guys get because I think it's always something that you never expect and you don't typically know anything about. How do you guys stay in the know with this?
Well, with Kick-Ass, for instance, we went to the Montreal International Circus Festival, which happens every July. It's a marketplace with lots of different pitches and circus companies that are not just in Montreal, but global. and you get a little showcase sometimes, or you get a full show. So I'm going to go there this year again, which will be great. I really love going there. I'm also working as the co-facilitator of an outdoor and festivals working group. So there's several presenters, about probably 20 presenters who meet on a regular basis. And we work to do what they call block booking. And that means we'll have about 10 to 15 presenters in the United States who want to present Kick-Ass. And we all work together to share the costs on the visa and the travel and things like that. And it reduces costs for everybody. And Kick-Ass, who's never toured in the United States, gets their first tour in the US. And we all get to present something that's surprising and delightful. So that's one of the ways that it works. We have a lot of connections with agents and managers who work in the spectacle world as well.
Yeah, you'd think since 1984, you guys have been bringing all these talents to the Ann Arbor area that, you know, people would start coming to you and being like, hey, we want to be part of this festival this year. And I'm sure that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, just as we do with what you would imagine would be national music acts that come through where agents are pitching the different artists who are touring at certain times. We have a connection to a lot of these different spectacles and agents in the performing arts world. I think that that's one of the things, you know, people talk so much about Top of the Park and the music, which is a huge part of what we do, but it's really only about half of what we do. 30% of what we do is in kind of the education realm. We have our kids zone area that has 15 nights of programming with community partners and storytellers. We have our annex area I already mentioned, which is more for the teens and adults. It's an all ages space, but we have all sorts of things in there. And especially this year, we're going to be having a spoken word night and a comedy night, which will be really fun. So go to a2sf.org and check out our calendar. Everything is up there, and you should be able to find something that you enjoy. Finally, as far as education, people don't think about it very much, but in their classes, we have our retreat area out on the Power Center lawn where we do yoga and Tai Chi and capoeira and any fun sort of movement exercise and mindfulness. We try to bring like a broad range of different things that people can do out there every night at 5:30.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about the retreat series is that you get to try out different fitness things that you maybe were interested in, but you didn't really want to pay for the class, and you get to see if you like it or not, and then you could continue it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it is like a little smorgasbord. You can just sample this night and sample this night. And it's like, I've never done capoeira before. I'm going to try that and see how I feel about it. So yeah, come out and check out the calendar. There's lots of really fun things that you might not expect.
I'm telling you, I was on the calendar to prep for this interview, and I was like, this is crazy. I feel like you guys have more stuff than usual even this year.
Well, you know, we actually are I think about the same of what we normally do. We have about 200 events that we do every year. I think that it feels a little bit more robust because a group like Kick-Ass might show up for one night or two nights, but they're there for 3 nights this year. We also have a great juggling show that is a ticketed show. It's indoor at the Mendelssohn Theater, and it's about 4,000 years of juggling, the history of juggling. But I would keep telling people it's not really about just the history. It's about the future of juggling. This guy is juggling with robots. He's juggling, you know, bowling pins, but we've seen these before. But he's 3D printed his own bowling pins with holes in them so they whip through faster. He's trying to push the edge and say, well, what's next with juggling? So it's a very affordable show. It's an $18 ticket price. It's general admission. It's great for all ages. But I think if people are really interested in juggling and really interested in knowing what's next for that, it'll be really great. So that's on the 22nd and 23rd. Another thing that we're really excited about is working with Marquee Arts on Cinetopia Film Festival, which is coming back for the first time since before the pandemic happened in 2019. They are doing 2 major things with us. One is a silent film offering in the Lydia Mendelssohn Theater. There's 2 nights. One is the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and the other one is the Fleischer cartoons. which will both have live performances, music performances accompanying the films. And then there are also 3 nights of movies by moonlight. So the movies that we present at Top of the Park, which are all starting at 9:30 this year, except for Barbie, which is on closing night. It's going to be at 10 o'clock. Wear pink.
Oh,
But those
Barbie's
first
a
3
great
nights of,
choice. All the girls are going to want to come out to that one.
well, you look like you're already set
Oh,
up with.
believe me and my daughter saw it at the theater. We watched it at home, and then we'll be ready to watch it again.
It'll be great. Yeah, so we're excited that we're presenting 3 outdoor movies as part of the Cinetopia lineup as well. So go to Marquee Arts and check out the Cinetopia lineup, and then also come to our website at a2sf.org so you can check out all of the films that we're going to be doing at Movies by Moonlight.
You know, I just love the movies at Top of the Park too, because it's so different to watch a movie outside with a group of people that love the movie that they're seeing. I'll never forget years ago, this is a while ago now, I went to see Dirty Dancing, which is like one of my favorite movies of all time. And like everyone was singing and dancing to it. It was like almost like being in that last scene of the movie the whole time you were watching it. It was so fun and amazing. And I think that like if you really love a movie, don't miss it at Top of the Park.
For sure. Yeah. No, I think one of my experience like that was when we did Encanto, and we had families and children out there just singing all of the songs at the top of their lungs. It was pretty great. So yeah, come on out this year, especially closing night. It's going to be a bang.
Yeah, totally. Oh, what is the community keys? I noticed that on the calendar as well.
So Community Keys is a community art project that we are doing as part of our partnership with the University of Michigan's Arts Initiative. And we had worked with them in the fall last year with the little Amal puppet that came through, and it was really just a great experience. And so they approached us again. We have had a really fun time working with students at the University of Michigan. One, to paint the 3 pianos that are in different locations. That's at the Ann Arbor Farmers Market in Carytown, the Michigan Theater, and then also at the Shapiro Undergraduate Library on the University of Michigan campus. And so those launched on the 1st of May with performances by Mr. B, a local favorite. And we're going to finish it on the 21st of June at Top of the Park as part of Make Music Day that the Ann Arbor District Library is bringing together. And we're really excited about how people are engaging with this. We also have a series of concerts, little mini concerts that are scheduled. If you go to our website and check out the Community Keys page, it lists all of the different times throughout the next 4 weeks that University of Michigan musicians will be playing at the pianos. We highly recommend you go out and play yourself at each of these locations. That's what they're there for. People have been having a lot of fun, and it's been a joy to just be walking downtown and suddenly go, oh, someone's doing that. Yeah, that's what we want. So yeah, we're really excited about it. We're very happy about the partnership, and so far it's just been a blast.
And then another thing I saw, which I think is so important to discuss, is that you have an art exhibit that's honoring Juneteenth. And I feel like Juneteenth is something that we all need to talk about because it was something that nobody talked about, I feel like, for a really long time and didn't really know what it meant. And now it's a national holiday, and I think that everyone should know why they're getting the day off work if they do.
Yeah, we have worked for the past couple of years with the planning committee, the Juneteenth planning committee for the University of Michigan. The last couple of years, they've done something in the Kids Zone. And this year, we've expanded things a little bit, and they're also presenting something slightly different in the Kids Zone this year. So in the Kids Zone, they're going to be talking about the Negro Leagues and sort of the connection to slavery and the emancipation and all the things that sort of like relate to Juneteenth. And then the annex is going to have an art exhibition. They're bringing in different Black artists to share their work and contextualize it as well for the holiday. The holiday itself, Juneteenth, we have some really amazing Black performers on all of our music stages. These are happening a couple of days after, mainly because it is a national holiday, and everybody who's working on this, it works for the University of Michigan, which takes the day off.
Yeah.
We're celebrating it over a couple of days. We're very, very excited about the partnership that we have with the planning committee over at the University of Michigan.
Well, let's stretch it out. Like I said, more and more people need to know what Juneteenth is. I think we're still like, I think it's just like this learning thing where more and more people are learning about it. I think a lot of us might know about it in this area. But when you like go a little farther out from Ann Arbor, people don't really know what it is all about. So I think it's great to have these learning opportunities to find out more things about our past.
Yeah, like I said, 30% of what we do is sort of in the education realm, and but we just make it a lot of fun.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're at school or anything. It feels like you're just doing something cool. I
Yeah,
think that's the
exactly.
key.
Well, you
Yeah.
are. You're going to A2SF and checking out Top of the Park, which is fun and cool. If you've been
And then
around
you,
Ann Arbor long enough, you know.
oh yeah, totally, totally. And you do after parties too? Is that new or have you been doing that for a little while?
So last year we partnered with Rabbit Hole, which is beneath Circa Bar on First Street here in Ann Arbor, and yeah, they had some after parties this last year, and then this year they're continuing those, and it's going to be really fun. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and they just have sort of regular parties that they're doing, but a lot of really great local artists, including Trey, who is in the group Athletic Mike League. He's on Friday nights at Rabbit Hole, but he's also doing the Athletic Mike League on the Saturday night. So that whole weekend, it's going to be another Athletic Mike League reunion. They'll perform, they'll have a party at Rabbit Hole, and then as a late night thing, and then on Saturday night, it's going to be a big hip hop night with Ms. Corona from Detroit, and also Athletic Mike League finishing up their big reunion weekend.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Athletic Mike League in person, it's really a show you should go see. I love them.
Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah. Well, you know what is interesting? I've never really talked about this on these interviews, but know the library keeps like a great public record of like the history of things. And I didn't realize, I guess, that A2SF has an archive. I knew they had the archive, but I didn't know that anyone could contribute to it. So if you're like going to the festival and you're taking photos and doing stuff, you can actually contribute to the history of A2SF at the library, which is where people will find out about it in the future.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. We appreciate everything that we do with AADL. Kick-Ass that I mentioned earlier is a show that we're presenting. They're going to be in the annex 3 times this year with different regular sort of AADL programming that they bring outside because it's just so much fun, and that's kind of where all the people are at. And aside from that, they've been really instrumental during the pandemic with sort of creating a program that we now are continuing called Live Here Now, which happens in the later summertime. We're doing that in August this year. And we present, it's kind of like a neighborhood festival for a day. And we're going to be doing one in Arbor Oaks Park, which is in the south side of Ann Arbor, and then also in Superior Township at Fireman's Park. But yeah, the partnership that we've had with ADL over the years has just been really great and grown over the last couple of years. And we can't say enough about how much we appreciate working with them.
I agree. I don't know if anywhere in Michigan has a better library system than we do.
Yeah, for sure. It's really, really special.
Well, I was going to ask, what are the dates? But I guess it's more like the dates of Top of the Park, because like you said, you'll have the series in August as well. But what's the dates for that Top of the Park where people should frequent every night if they can?
Top of the Park opens on the 14th of June and goes through the 30th of June, and we are dark on Mondays. So we go Tuesdays through Sundays.
Okay. Well, before we go, why don't you just tell people from in your own experience why they should frequent A2SF this year? And like I said, go get out there as many days as they can.
Yeah, I just think that like if you're really interested in trying to do a low key night with your family or with friends, it's a very easy thing to do. Parking is generally pretty easy down there. We have parking really close by for $5, or you can get any of the other structures nearby, grab some food, or come down. And we have food vendors on site. We try to make it really easy. for people to enjoy. It's ungated, it's unticketed, it's free. We do ask you to donate. We love the support. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we were just had our big fundraiser this last weekend, which was really a blast. We had a great time with that. But we're still looking for support. So if you can go online at a2sf.org/donate, you can donate there. Or when you come, we ask individuals to give $5 or families to give 20. It helps us. It's, individual donors are about 25% of our annual, revenue. And it's really important to how we operate as an organization. So sometimes people think it's, only supported by the university or only supported by the city or both. We are very, very supported by those two entities, but we need your support. So we'd love for you to come out this year and just have a great time and pop $5 in the kiosk.
If you don't have cash, a lot of us don't have cash. Do you take like Venmo or credit cards on site, or do you have to donate on the website?
We do. We do it all. There's ways to donate on the website. There are Square. That's our way of swiping cards. There are at least 3 or 4 different ways I can think of right now that you can donate on site and on our website.
Okay, so there's no reason not to give a little bit of money. I feel guilty if I don't throw a 5 in there or more when I go, just because it's so. I mean, you're offering so much. What is $5 per person when the entertainment and the memories? Honestly, you remember those nights when you take you and your friends or your family down to Top of the Park. It's just like you'll remember it forever.
For sure. And I think that's the biggest thing that I get from people, is the memories. And they're like, oh, I remember one time I did, I had my first kiss at Top of the Park. Or,
yeah.
There's lots of different firsts down at Top of the Park. So come on out, have a good time. It's really easy and it's lots of fun.
Well, thank you, JD. This is a great conversation, and keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you. You too. Thanks so much for having me.
Yep. For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.